Hi, welcome to Friday Short Sale Chat. I'm Nick Turner with Sound Default Solutions. Say, last week in our first webcast of our new web show, there was a little confusion of how to contact us. We've got things straightened out now. It's real easy. If you've got a question to ask, just hit the Ask a Question tab up above me here, and you'll be able to submit a question about short sales. And in fact, we did get one, so I'll be getting to that. Also, you'll see some scrolling down below that gives us some different websites and some other things that I discussed. So this Friday, I want to start off with the big news of the day. Today it was announced that Bank of America is stopping foreclosures in all 50 states. Previously it was 23. I want to just kind of try to explain that in a basic tone. What essentially is happening is they're doing between 7,000 and 8,000 foreclosures a month. They have somebody that's just signing away on their documents. They're not checking those documents. Somebody sued, I believe it's down in Florida, and it caused a big roll of everything, and now they have to reevaluate how they're doing their foreclosures and everything. But it goes back to the basic tenets of short sales and how I approach it is, you're dealing with big, huge banks, with big, huge bureaucracies. Nobody really knows what one hand is doing on the other hand. The big people upstairs don't know what their mitigators or negotiators are doing. And that goes across the board for loan modifications, for short sales, for foreclosures. It's just a real big mess. So we take advantage of that mess when we do negotiate so we can get these things through. But what's that mean to you if you're a homeowner looking in here, if you're a real estate agent, if you're an investor, if you're watching the show and say, well, what's that mean to me? If you're facing foreclosure as a homeowner and you've got a Bank of America and there's going to be a few other banks that are jumping on the bandwagon of stopping foreclosures, especially in Washington State, doesn't mean that you're not going to get foreclosed upon if you don't make your payments. What it means is just going to be delayed while they try to figure that out. And so if you are contemplating, if you're facing foreclosures, one of the big things is you do have alternatives. One of them is a short sale. One's a loan mod. Unfortunately, with the loan mods, you do have to qualify. It's almost like qualifying for a new loan. Where a short sale, it's for those people that are in distressed situations. In fact, that's going to relate back to the question that was submitted earlier this week. As far as what's going on with with the foreclosures and everything, one of the things that really concerns me right now, you've heard me talk before, maybe on half of the government programs are coming in to save everything. Well, let me tell you, they're not actually coming in to save you. Right now, sitting on the president's desk is legislation to make foreclosures easier for the banks. So don't think that your government officials, these banks or anything are out there to help you. They're not. We stay up on that kind of news. That's why we know about these things, and that's why we're here trying to help you as a homeowner, a real estate agent, and investors as well. What I wanted to get to first is every week we're taking questions. That is kind of a give and take for people who have questions on, it can be short sales, it can be modification, it can be foreclosures, anything to do with real estate, but we do concentrate mostly on short sales. And if I pull up here real quick and look at the question that I had submitted earlier this week from Tom. Tom asked, who qualifies for a short sale? That's a great question. There's a short sale, essentially, just to explain that, is that for some reason you're facing foreclosure or you need to sell your house and you owe more than the house is worth. And you actually ask to get permission from the bank to take less on what is owed in order for them to release their interest so you can sell it to another person. And so the bank looks at, on a short sale, certain qualifications which allow that. There's four primary situations that they'll look at, and they're called hardships. In fact, in order to do a short sale, you have to provide a hardship letter explaining the situation. First hardship is, of course, curtailment or loss of income. If you lose your job, your hours get cut, that is a viable hardship to the bank. The second one is divorce or separation. The third hardship is for medical reasons, and that kind of tends to go into the loss or curtailment of income. And the fourth one is what are called toxic mortgages. These are things like subprime loans. These are adjustable rate loans where the payments go up. They had these loans out there, crazy loans called option arms, in which you could pay less on the monthly payment, and it was so much less that the interest was accruing more, and you would actually be owing more on the house than actually paying it off. And those are all considered toxic loans. Now, what the bank's also going to look at is they're going to look at your financial situation. If even though if you're in a toxic loan or maybe had an illness or something like that, but you've got income and you got money in the bank, bank's going to want that money. They see you that you owe that money, so it gets real tricky when you're doing that. So one of the benefits of when we're doing short sales is we examine all your documentations up front to determine whether you're going to qualify for that short sale, because it's just, you know, I would hate to get somebody's hopes up and find out that it's just not going to work, and we may have to approach it at a different avenue. And so those are the four basic hardships that the bank will accept to get the short sale started. And so that's a very good question. Also, you know, other things like I discussed is their financial situation. Also, what they're going to look at, they're going to want a lot of documentation. It's almost like getting another loan, and at the last minute, the bank's going to ask for more documentation and things like that. So it's very important that in a short sale that you get everything up front, and that's one of the key things, is having all those documents together. A lot of agents that try to do short sales on their own, a lot of homeowners that try to do like loan modification stuff, they don't know where to start. They submit paperwork per what the bank tells them to do, and the bank asks for more paperwork, and that's why you hear these horror stories of 2 years to do a short sale, and oh, they never go through. The key is we know the systems, we know how it works. We do not let the banks dictate to us how it should go. We actually try to tell them exactly the process of doing that, and in doing so, we can get those short sales through. We're really good at doing that. Want to remind our viewers, we're starting to build this up, and just want to explain our site real easy. Over here on, I believe it's to my left, or maybe it's my right, I can't remember. What of those is you can submit comments as well. And you can comment on the video, whether you agree or disagree, or whatever you want to do, or you can also like ask a question. There's a little bit about me, explains my background and everything on the site. But typically every week we're going to have a video on here. We're going to answer those questions. The more questions, the better. And there are no stupid questions when it comes to dealing with short sales. And so I encourage you to go ahead and submit those questions. And we're going to do some fun stuff as well, but I'm going to talk about the various things that are happening in the market and what's happening with short sales and government programs and things like that. I might get technical, I may get real easy. I'll try to keep it as basic as possible. Again, if you've seen the first one, that's now below me, because the way this will work is the current episode will be at the top, and then the previous episode. So if you're new to this, go ahead and look at the other older ones too. Hopefully they'll be informative and fun too. Like I said before, is one of the things I am very interested in, music. This weekend, actually Sunday, at Uncle Sam's Bar and Grill. It's in Spanaway. It's about 160th and Pacific Avenue, going south on Pacific from Tacoma. And they're having a big benefit show starting at 1 p.m. on Sunday, and some great music lined up. We've got Jerry Miller, who's of Moby Grape and Bobby Fuller 4 fame, a fantastic guitar player. Randy Hansen, he brings his Jimi Hendrix tribute. Shelley Eli and dozens of other bands are getting together. It's kind of it's a great venue. It's got a great outdoor stage. They want to keep that place open so next summer that a lot of people come out and enjoy some music. So I encourage you to stop by there. And again, I want to thank you for checking in with Friday Short Sale Chat. My name's Ned, and sometimes that's a tongueful, but thanks again. And also, just want to remind you, if you do sign up, we can actually email you and tell you when we're going to be broadcasting that. So that's a great way to know when this is available for viewing, and you can share that with your friends and family and coworkers. So have a great day. Thanks.